Welcome to Middle Ground Media, where news is delivered without an agenda. In today's coverage, 1. China-US Détente, a fragile balance of power in a world where superpower tensions shape global stability. China and the US cautiously navigate their complex relationship. Despite resuming talks on critical issues like fentanyl trafficking, deep divides remain, particularly concerning North Korea and Iran. The recent engagements, including high-level meetings and planned discussions between Presidents Biden and 11, signal a tentative détente since their San Francisco summit. Yet, this diplomatic thaw is fragile, underscored by differing visions of competition versus cooperation. As strategic competitors, the US seeks to manage rivalry without conflict, while China aims to redefine this dynamic, advocating for the San Francisco vision of stabilized relations. This nuanced dance of diplomacy reveals the intricate and often precarious nature of international relations in an era of strategic competition. 2. North Korea's escalating provocations. North Korea's relentless pursuit of military advancement has escalated tensions on the global stage. Leader Kim Jong Un's recent inspection of naval projects and the subsequent firing of cruise missiles into the sea underscore a deliberate strategy to enhance war readiness. These actions, part of a broader effort to develop a nuclear-armed navy, signal Pyongyang's intent to counter perceived threats from the US, South Korea, and Japan. Kim's focus on naval strength, including ambitions for nuclear-powered submarines, highlights the regime's commitment to expanding its military capabilities. As North Korea intensifies its weapons tests, the international community faces the challenge of responding to these provocations without igniting further conflict in an already volatile region. 3. Tragedy strikes Nairobi, a devastating explosion in the heart of Nairobi, Kenya. A catastrophic explosion has wrought devastation, claiming lives and injuring hundreds. A truck laden with gas ignited a massive inferno, engulfing homes and businesses in flames. The tragedy struck late at night, catching many residents unawares and trapped within their homes. The blast's impact extended to a nearby warehouse, exacerbating the fire's ferocity. As the community reels from the shock, questions arise about safety regulations and the proximity of industrial operations to residential areas. This disaster not only highlights the urgent need for stringent safety measures but also the profound human cost of such incidents, leaving a community to mourn and rebuild from the ashes. 4. London's chemical attack, a manhunt underway in a shocking act of violence. A mother and her 2 daughters became victims of a chemical attack in London, sparking a nationwide manhunt for the suspect. The assailant, identified as Abdul Shokoa Ezedi, is accused of throwing a corrosive substance on the family, causing potentially life-altering injuries. The attack, which occurred in the Clapham area, has left the community in fear and outrage. As authorities intensify their search for Ezedi, the incident raises alarming concerns about public safety and the motives behind such a heinous act. The bravery of bystanders and the swift response of emergency services underscore the community's resilience in the face of adversity, yet the scars of this attack will linger long after justice is served. 5. Greta Thunberg's legal triumph in London. Climate activist Greta Thunberg's acquittal in a London court marks a significant victory for environmental protesters worldwide. Charged with a public order offense during an oil and gas conference protest, Thunberg's case highlighted the ongoing legal battles faced by climate activists. The court's decision to clear Thunberg and her fellow protesters underscores the importance of peaceful demonstration in advocating for urgent environmental action. This legal triumph reinforces the message that the fight against climate change demands not only global awareness, but also the freedom to challenge the status quo. As Thunberg continues her activism, her court victory in London serves as a beacon of hope for those committed to safeguarding the planet for future generations. 6. Terrorism threats escalate in Africa, Afghanistan, and Europe. The spectre of terrorism looms large over Africa, Afghanistan, and Europe, with UN experts warning of heightened threats from Al-Qaeda, the Islamic State group, and their affiliates. In conflict zones across Africa and the war-torn landscapes of Afghanistan, these terrorist organizations continue to pose significant security challenges. The close relationship between the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, coupled with the Islamic State's ambitions to expand its influence, underscores the complex and enduring nature of global terrorism. As Europe witnesses a rise in threat levels, The international community must grapple with the daunting task of countering these evolving threats while striving to prevent the further spread of extremism and violence. 7. Polish farmers uprising, a border blockade. Polish farmers, driven to desperation by EU policies and the influx of cheap Ukrainian imports, are planning a dramatic escalation of their protests. The Solidarity Trade Union's announcement of a general strike and a blockade of the Poland-Ukraine border crossing signifies a critical juncture in the farmers' long-standing grievances. These protests, part of a wider European movement against green rules and unfair competition, highlight the agricultural sector's struggles with rising costs and regulatory burdens. As farmers across the continent raise their voices, the standoff at the Poland-Ukraine border embodies the broader conflict between traditional farming communities and the pressures of modern economic and environmental policies. 8. U.S. strikes Iran-linked targets, a calculated response in a decisive move. The U.S. has launched strikes on Iran-linked targets in Iraq and Syria, retaliating against a drone attack that killed 3 American soldiers. This military action, part of a series of planned strikes, represents a significant escalation in the U.S.'s response to perceived Iranian aggression. While President Biden has emphasized the intention to avoid a broader conflict in the Middle East, the strikes signal a firm stance against attacks on U.S. forces. As the U.S. navigates the complex geopolitical landscape of the region, the strikes against Iran-linked targets underscore the delicate balance between demonstrating military resolve and preventing further escalation of tensions. 9. A nuclear missile in suburbia. An unbelievable discovery. The discovery of an inert nuclear missile in a Washington state man's garage has captured the public's imagination and sparked curiosity about Cold War relics. The Douglas Air-2 Genie rocket, designed to carry a nuclear warhead, represents a bygone era of military might and technological prowess. While the missile posed no danger to the community, its presence in a suburban garage raises fascinating questions about the journey of military artifacts from government arsenals to civilian hands. This unusual find not only highlights the enduring legacy of the Cold War, but also the surprising places history can be preserved and uncovered. Thank you for tuning into Middle Ground Media. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more unbiased news. Join us again tomorrow for your daily dose of truth and clarity.